is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media. And last night, as of this recording on June 24th, I got to go see Jurassic World Rebirth at the AMC Screen Unseen, like many other people did who heard that this was going to be the film that was going to be shown. I personally was very excited when I heard that, and I just knew I had to go see it probably over a week before the film actually releases, because when this video comes out, the film will already be out for all of you. But I figured, why not go see it and make a review for it so that I could talk about what I thought about it and just overall my flaws and pros and cons with this film, because there are definitely a lot of pros, but there are definitely a lot of cons, and I definitely think that this movie is not perfect, and I think it's kind of what I was expecting. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be talking about Jurassic World Rebirth and just talking about my review for the film, what my overall thoughts are. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts. I'm Nerd Media. I talk about movies, TV shows, and comic books all the time on this channel. Today we're talking all about Jurassic World Rebirth, and comment down below if you've seen Jurassic World Rebirth and what your thoughts are down below. And with all that being said, let's dive right into the video. Alright, so Jurassic World Rebirth is supposed to be a form of a reboot for the Jurassic franchise, and I think that it definitely succeeds in that aspect where this group of scientists and mercenaries and people have to go to an island full of researched and experimented on dinosaurs to gather DNA from the largest animal in the air, or largest animal in the sea, and largest land dinosaur. And I think that overall, that plot definitely really intrigued me and got me very excited. But I think that the way that it was executed, I think was a little bit kind of dwindled down to what we were all probably going to expect from that. And I feel like although it does succeed in finally making the dinosaurs feel scary and add some really intense horror aspects back to the dinosaurs like we got in the original films, I think that overall I feel like the intensity of the plot just kind of had a miss for me. And I'm just going to say right now, there's a subplot in this film that has to do with this family who is going on a trip on a boat who ends up colliding with our group of scientists and mercenaries. I found their whole B-plot story to be way more interesting than what we got with Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and everybody. And I'm not saying that they were bad characters, and I'm not saying that they did bad jobs at acting out those characters. I just think that personally, those characters felt way too hollow and just really generic, and it was so hard to really buy into those characters, especially when we get halfway into the movie. I was more bought into the family characters, and I was way more enjoying my time when we cut over to them. But I do think that this movie succeeds in the aspect of bringing us back to the OG feels of the Jurassic Park films, not only just with the horror and just scary aspects of the dinosaurs, but I feel like just the soundtrack, the vibes, and just the overall wonder and excitement of going to the island is back, and I feel like that is just one of the biggest wins for this movie. But that does not mean that it's necessarily a great movie. I had a fun time. I was entertained. I do see a lot of flaws, like how we kind of have the main plot be not as interesting as a B plot, and just how I feel like the plot that we actually have, the synopsis that you guys can read from the trailers, it's just not really that intriguing in the actual film. You have a lot of really generic characters, especially with the main group, and I feel like we don't really dive into more of the character studies more, and I feel like it overall feels very generic, and I think that's the biggest flaw for me. I think Mahershala Ali was my favorite character of this film, but he has a moment at the very end of the movie that really just made me go, that shouldn't have happened, where he is trying to lead the D-Rex, I believe is what his name is, and it's the new giant mutated dinosaur from a T-Rex, and I don't know what else was mutated with it. He's leading it away with a flare, and he's running away with the flare. First of all, I feel like he could have just thrown the flare and not have to have chased it away, but I also feel like, when we supposedly see him die from that dinosaur, and then he comes back, I feel like that was just a little bit strange, and after that happened, I was like, okay, I hope that they at least explain it in some sort of a fun way, but they didn't even explain it at all. So that was definitely probably the biggest plot armor moment of the movie for me, because there are definitely a lot of plot armor moments where the characters should have died but they didn't, and we do get some character deaths in this movie, don't get me wrong, with the dinosaurs, and they're definitely very fun, but I just feel like a lot of the characters have plot armor, and I feel like they don't really have a way to explain it, so they just kind of roll with it. I don't know. Overall, I did have a fun time. I think that the dinosaur stuff is great. The feelings of the original Jurassic Park movies being in this movie are great, and I think that the cast did do a good job, and I feel like just the family part of the film is great, and I feel like everybody is going to enjoy that. This movie is very funny. It has a lot of funny moments that I think definitely spring from the family aspect too, that I was genuinely really laughing at, and I thought that this movie really nailed some of the comedy in this, and I really do feel like it nailed the intensity, it nailed the action, it nailed the dinosaurs. But there are definitely a lot of flaws that definitely bring it a little bit down for me. So I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. If you guys follow my Letterboxd, you would have seen that a week ago when I reviewed it. But now that this review is officially going to be coming out now, go follow my Letterboxd, because I am logging 1 to 2 movies a day. I'm watching so many movies this year. I think I've watched like over 150 so far this year. It's insane. I'm watching more and more every day, and Jurassic World Rebirth was one of the ones I watched last week. So if you want to go follow that, go for it, and I highly encourage you to, because I'm honestly sometimes more active on that than I am on YouTube. But with all that being said, guys, if you stuck around the video this long, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment down below your thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth if you've already seen it. If you haven't, go watch it, come back, review it in the comments, and let me know what you thought of it. And with all that being said, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.